Welcome to African Tales by Lorenzo. Here, we bring the rich, vibrant stories of Africa to life, one tale at a time. If you love exploring culture, history, and timeless adventures, you're in the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, and share. Today's story is titled The Corporate Deception. It is about a married couple who hid their relationship to work at Innovatech, only to face unexpected challenge. Maxwell and Tina had always been a power couple, intelligent, ambitious, and deeply in love. With degrees in software engineering and project management, they had spent years building a solid reputation in the tech industry. So when Innovatech, a renowned global technology company, announced openings for two highly skilled professionals in their fields, it felt like fate. Their resumes were a perfect match, and the idea of working together on groundbreaking projects excited them. However, as they read through the company's policies, they stumbled upon a rule that threatened to shatter their dreams: spouses were not allowed to work together at Innovatech. They were faced with an agonizing decision: one of them would have to let go of the opportunity, or they had to find a way to bypass the rule. After several nights of discussion, they made a bold choice: they would apply separately, keeping their marriage a secret. Maxwell applied under his full name, Maxwell Onyudo, while Tina slightly altered her maiden name and applied as Tina Adeyemi. Their applications were accepted, and after rigorous interviews, they both secured their respective positions, Maxwell as a lead software engineer and Tina as a project manager. Their charade began immediately. They meticulously crafted separate backstories, inventing fictitious family members and backgrounds. They avoided mentioning each other, even in casual conversation, walking on eggshells around their colleagues. At home, behind closed doors, they would laugh at the irony of their situation. Yemi, the charismatic CEO of Innovatech, was immediately drawn to Tina. Her intelligence, wit, and infectious enthusiasm captivated him. He found himself spending more time with her, seeking her input on projects and enjoying her company outside of work. Yemi was known for his sharp mind and charming personality. He had built Innovatech from the ground up, and he valued people with passion and intelligence. From the moment Tina stepped into the office, he was drawn to her. Her confidence, quick problem-solving skills, and radiant energy made her stand out. At first, Tina thought it was harmless. But soon, Yemi started finding reasons to be around her: casual office visits, work meetings that could have been emails, even after-hours brainstorming sessions. Maxwell, observing Yemi's lingering glances, the subtle touches on Tina's arm during meetings, and the way his eyes brightened whenever she walked into a room. It made his blood boil. He worried about jeopardizing both their jobs and the fragile balance they had carefully constructed. He tried to maintain a professional distance, but the pressure of their deception weighed heavily on him. As Yemi's feelings for Tina deepened, he began to subtly inquire about her personal life. Tina, caught between her intangible feelings for Yemi and her loyalty to her husband, desperately tried to deflect his advances while maintaining her fabricated single status. The situation escalated when Yemi, overwhelmed by his emotions, confessed his feelings to Tina. Tina, torn between her love for Maxwell and the allure of Yemi's affections, became troubled. Bisola, the head of HR, had always prided herself on her ability to read people. And she had been watching both Tina and Maxwell very closely. On the surface, she was a professional, efficient, composed, and highly respected. But beneath that exterior, Bisola had her own ambitions. She had always been drawn to Maxwell, captivated by his quiet confidence, intelligence, and the effortless way he carried himself. There were moments she wished he would notice her the way she noticed him. But deep down, she knew Maxwell was just a talented engineer, a smart but ordinary man in the grand scheme of things. On the other hand, Yemi was different. He was powerful, and also her rich boss. He was a man whose name commanded respect and influence. Being with him would elevate her beyond just being HR, she would be part of the elite. And for that to happen, Tina needed to be out of the picture. Bisola had been throwing herself at Yemi for months, but he remained frustratingly distant. One evening, after a late strategy meeting, Bisola cornered Yemi in his office. "You work too hard," she purred, stepping closer than necessary. "You need someone who can take care of you, someone who understands the weight of leadership." Yemi barely looked up from his laptop. "I appreciate your concern, Bisola, but I'm fine." She leaned against his desk, crossing her arms in a way that accentuated her figure. "Are you? Because I see how stressed you've been lately. I could help you relax." Yemi finally met her gaze, but his expression was unreadable. "I think you're misunderstanding our professional relationship." Bisola's smile faltered. "Am I?" she said, masking her frustration. She had hoped Yemi would see her, really see her, but instead, his attention was always on Tina. And that infuriated her. If she couldn't have Yemi, then Tina couldn't have him either. Bisola had also set her sights on Maxwell in subtle ways, though with less intensity. She would find excuses to visit his department, leaning over his desk unnecessarily, brushing her hand against his when handing him documents. One afternoon, while Maxwell was fixing an issue with Innovateca's main server, Bisola sauntered into the room. "You're always so focused," she mused, watching him work. "It's attractive." Maxwell barely spared her a glance. "Just doing my job." "Come on, Maxwell," she chuckled. "Loosen up a little. A brilliant man like you shouldn't always be buried in work. Maybe we should grab a drink sometime." Maxwell hesitated for a split second before responding with a polite but firm, "I don't mix work with pleasure." Bisola gave him a lingering look before walking away. But as she left, she clenched her fists. Why was everyone rejecting her? Meanwhile, their carefully constructed facade was crumbling, and the truth about their marriage threatened to expose them, jeopardizing their careers and potentially shattering their relationship forever. The weight of their deception pressed down on Tina. Yemi's love, genuine and unwavering, was a constant reminder of the lie she was living. Guilt gnawed at her, and the fear of losing Maxwell to Bisola and the opportunity at Innovatec loomed large. One evening, as they sat together at home, Tina folded her arms as she sat on their couch. "So, how long have you been ignoring Bisola's advances?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. Maxwell sighed, running his hands over his face and asked back, "How long have you been ignoring Yemi's advances?" Tina scoffed. "She practically undresses you with her eyes." Maxwell chuckled, shaking his head. "Yemi does same thing too." "She's after Yemi too," Tina murmured. "But she's more aggressive with him because he has power. And she hates me because he's giving me attention instead of her." Maxwell exhaled sharply. "So, she wants me, but she wants Yemi more." "Exactly," Tina said. "And if she finds out about us, she won't hesitate to use it against us." Maxwell pulled Tina closer. "Babe, I think we should put an end to the charade at the office. We can't go on like this." Tina nodded, her mind racing. But as they contemplated confessing, a new threat emerged. Determined to remove the competition, Bisola started digging into Tina's background. At first, her search came up empty. Tina's records at Innovatec were flawless. Her social media was clean, no wedding photos, no mentions of Maxwell, nothing. Bisola even tried casual conversations, asking Tina personal questions about relationships, but Tina skillfully avoided them. She monitored her every move in the office, and even tried trailing her home, but it was as if there were no dirts on Tina. But Bisola was so certain that there were skeletons in Tina's cupboard. The question is, will Bisola uncover the truth about Tina? Will she find out that her greatest rival is married to one of her love interests? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and turn on notification for more captivating stories.